Welcome to the Portable Classroom Max program. Verb, tenses, tag questions. Today we are going to talk about tag questions. What is a tag question? A tag question is a special construction in English. It is a statement followed by a mini question. You can see that, a statement followed by a mini question. The mini question on the end of sentence, this part, is called a question tag. And normally, when the sentence is a negative one, we use a positive question tag. When a sentence, like the one over here, it's a positive one, we use a negative question tag. So when it's negative, he doesn't like me, we use a positive question tag, does he? When the statement is a positive statement, Kate cooked dinner for her family, we use a negative question tag, didn't she? So let's look at some examples. We know that a tag question contains two parts, a statement and a mini question. When a statement is yes, here it's no. When a statement is no, here we says yes. And over here, the question tag, this part, there are only three options that we can choose from. It is either a be verb, a helping verb, or a modal verb. Let's do some practices. So that we can find out how exactly can we construct a tag question. Let's look at question 1. Tim likes to have eggs with milk for breakfast. Now you can see that the statement says yes, so we know we need a negative question tag over here. And look at the verb. The verb is likes, so we know the sentence is written in the simple present tense. How do we form a question in simple present tense? When there is a verb in a sentence, like the word like over here, we need the help of a helping verb. And the helping verb that goes with Tim in simple present tense is does. So here, negative does not. But we do not write does not. We have to always put this in the form of a contraction. So becomes doesn't he. So it is Tim likes to have eggs with milk for breakfast, doesn't he? And how do we read a tag question? There are actually two ways to do that. You can either lower your tone or raise your tone at the end of a sentence, but it means differently. When I lower my tone like this, Tim likes to have eggs with milk for breakfast, doesn't he? I'm not really asking a question. I'm actually asking you to say yes, to confirm what I've already known. But if I raise my tone at the end of a sentence, but when we want to ask a real question with a tag question, we tend to put a negative sentence, negative statement over here, and use a positive question tag. So I will rewrite the sentence like this, but it means differently. Doesn't like to have eggs. Maybe doesn't like to have ham for breakfast, something like this. And then you can see that this part is actually negative, so we use a positive question tag here, does he? And there are two ways to say this sentence. You can, just like the previous one, lower your tone. Tim doesn't like to have ham for breakfast, does he? Does he? It is asking for confirmation, to confirm what I've already known. I know that he doesn't like to have ham for breakfast. But if I raise my tone at the end of a sentence like this, Tim doesn't like to have ham for breakfast, does he? It's a real question. I honestly do not know that. It's kind of like, if I raise my tone at the end saying does he, it's kind of like saying, does Tim like to have ham for breakfast? If I raise my tone at the end, it's kind of like saying this. Does Tim like to have ham for breakfast? Because I honestly don't know. So how to read a tag question? Let me repeat myself again. There are two ways. You can lower your tone like this one. Tim likes to have eggs with milk for breakfast, doesn't he? When I do this, I'm asking for confirmation. I want the other party, the person who I'm having a conversation with, to confirm my answer, to confirm what I've already know. Tim doesn't like to have hamburger for breakfast, does he? To confirm what I've already know. But if I raise my tone at the end like this, and usually when we want to ask a real question, we usually use a negative statement with a positive question tag. So I will say it like this. Tim doesn't like to have ham for breakfast, does he? When I say this, it's like asking, does Tim like to have ham for breakfast? Because I honestly don't know. And also, we have to look at the tense of the statement to decide what helping verb or be verb or modal verb that we have to use in our question tag. In this case, this is present simple tense. Verb, we need the help of the helping verb. And the helping verb that goes with Tim in present simple tense is does. Positive, negative. So we say, doesn't he? Let's look at question number 2 over here. You cook dinner for your girlfriend. Now, you can see that this is past tense. A verb. We're going to need the help of a helping verb. The helping verb that we can use in the past tense is did. And positive statement, we need a negative question tag, so does not. But we always have to put it in the form of contraction. So this is, didn't you? So, you cooked dinner for your girlfriend, didn't you? I'm asking for confirmation. So if you want to ask a real question, remember, you need to do this. Put the negative statement over here, so you can say, you didn't cook dinner for your girlfriend, did you? You're asking a question, but use a negative statement with a positive question tag. Now let's look at next question. Tim will be late for work. Now, as you can see, this is future tense. Remember, we have to use helping verb. The thing about present simple like this and the simple past is because we cannot see the helping verb in positive statements. So we always have to keep in mind to find out which helping verb we need to use. But with other tenses, we can always see the helping verb in the positive statements, like this one, written in the future tense. You can see the helping verb as well. So all we need to do is this. But remember, contraction of will not is won't. So Tom will be late for work, won't he? I'm asking for confirmation. Next one, you can see that Jason is doing his homework in his room. This is present continuous tense using the be verb is. And over here, we have to say no. So it's not. But in the form of contraction, it isn't. So Jason isn't doing his homework in his room. Jason is doing his homework in his room, isn't he? I'm asking for confirmation. Next one, Kate and John were watching a movie together then. You can see that past continuous tense. So over here, a negative question tag that goes with they should be weren't they. We have to lower our tone. Kate and John were watching a movie together then, weren't they? I'm asking for confirmation to confirm what I've already known. Next one, Jeff will be helping his daughter then. You can see that will. This is future continuous tense, but still we have to use the helping verb will. So this over here is won't he. So Jeff will be helping his daughter then, won't he? Again, confirmation. Just like what I said before, if you want to make it a question, remember to use a negative statement here and the positive question tag. So I'll reconstruct this sentence for you. I will say, Jeff won't be helping his daughter then, will he? That will be a real question. Now, next one. Jason hasn't finished, lack of ED. Jason hasn't finished his school project. Now, hasn't, present continuous tense, using has or have. Now, again, Jason has he. But negative statement, positive over here. So this is has he. So Jason hasn't finished his school project, has he? This is confirmation. But if I want to ask a question, means I honestly do not know the answer to that question, I would say, Jason hasn't finished his school project, has he? That's a real question. Next one. Tim had finished his project before we went out with us. Look over here. This is past perfect tense. Had over here, that's a helping verb for the past perfect tense. Positive, negative, hadn't. So Tim had finished his project before he went out with us, hadn't he? This is for confirmation. The next one, using a modal verb, can. Modal verb, regardless, is can, should, would, or any kind of modal verbs. We use modal verb in the statement, we use the modal verb in the question tag. So Henry can swim, positive, negative question tag here. It should be can't he. So Henry can swim, can't he is asking for confirmation. So this is how we use the tag question. We look at the statement and decide what modal verb, be verb, or helping verb we need to use in the question tags. But notice the following situation. These are special situations. What if the person is I and the be verb is am? Because we know that we do not contract am not. There is no contraction for am not. No contraction. So what do? Well, we do this. I'm your, leg of R. I'm your best friend. Positive, negative. Aren't I? Very special. But if you use the negative here, I'm not your best friend. Am I? Should be no question because there's no need for contraction. But when you write like this, a positive, negative, we do not use am I. We cannot put them together, so we use aren't. I'm your best friend, aren't I? This is the first one, very special. Number 2, Sue is never a good student. Is, we know we have to use is here, but never means no. So it's actually a negative statement. We have to use a positive question tag. So is she? It should be is she. So Sue is never a good student. Is she? Or is she? When I raise my tone means I honestly don't know. So remember, never means no. It's actually a negative statement. Just like this one over here, seldom is also a negative. It also means no. So this is actually a negative statement as well. Tim Selden hands in his homework on time. We can see that present simple tense. Negative, positive. Does he? Tim Selden hands in his homework on time. Does he? Alright, so it's actually asking for confirmation. Or does he? Means I honestly do not know. So this is how we use the tag question. You can go back to the lesson plan and have a look of how exactly you should use the tag question. And next time, we'll talk about some special cases that we use with tag questions. Thanks for your patience. For more information, please visit www.theportableclassroom.blogspot.tw. You'll find all sorts of lesson plans on different parts of English grammar. Thank you.